I'm going to read a few quick verses from the first chapter of Genesis and then show us a quick video of what science has found. And then we'll see if science has actually confirmed what God said and recorded in the book of Genesis about how he created the stars. And then we're also going to see that we need to rethink about what science has taught us about the size of the universe, the size of the stars, everything that they thought that they knew about the stars. Genesis chapter 1, and we'll start with verse 6. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day." Then I'm going to get down to verse 14. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth." So what the scripture is clearly telling us here is that it is the sound of God's voice that created the stars, which was in the midst of the waters in the heavens. And we'll see if that is what science has confirmed in this video.
It's a process called sonoluminescence.
The first time I saw sonoluminescence was in a darkened room. I was transfixed to look at this spherical flask of fluid. And you look into the center, and in the center see a glowing blue-purple light, which could be seen with the unaided eye. It looked like a star in the heavens.
Seth Putterman called it the star in a jar, a tiny spot of bright light contained in a flask of liquid. This star in a jar is made when a sound wave is passed through a small bubble inside a flask of liquid. And this sound wave makes the bubble do something remarkable. First it expands, then it collapses. And this collapse happens so violently that vapor molecules trapped inside the bubble slam together and heat up so much that the bubble gives off an incredible burst of heat and light, several thousand times a second, giving the appearance of a star. What made the phenomenon so exciting was the temperature of this star in a jar. On its surface alone, the light burns at tens of thousands of degrees. And Seth Putterman now contemplated a tantalizing possibility. Could the core of the collapsing bubble be even hotter? Hot enough for fusion?
One of the mysteries of sonoluminescence is to determine exactly how hot the interior of the bubble gets. In the sun, the interior can be millions of degrees, hot enough to cause fusion. And the thought crossed my mind that perhaps inside the collapsing bubble, the interior of the bubble might also get hot enough to cause fusion.
If so, this would be something truly amazing. By simply bombarding tiny bubbles with sound waves, temperatures of over 10 million degrees would be created. And nuclear fusion, the same reaction that powers the sun, would be happening almost effortlessly here on Earth.
So here we have a star the size of a grain of sand. It's reproducible. It comes from a sound wave being passed through a liquid, which is exactly what the story of creation as recorded in Genesis suggests. That sound wave being God's voice. Stars being created the size of a grain of sand, which means they could be the size of baseballs, basketballs, even kilometers or miles wide, or many times even larger than that. But science, or evolutionary science at least, has told us they have to be huge. One report says at least 80 times the size of Jupiter. It says that stars are much bigger than planets. Compared to stars, the Earth is like a speck of dust, a pale blue dot in a vast expanse of space. This study suggests that what they're saying isn't science, it's science fiction. There's a prophecy in the book of Revelations, chapter 8, which I'm going to read to you here a little bit. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood, and a third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. Had I told you that prophecy prior to you learning this information, you would have said, oh, you're crazy. But now you know you can and will see prophecy fulfilled, just as he says it would be. Go to evidenceofeden.com to find this and other truths about what was the earth like prior to the flood, what earth was like during the first days of creation, and for many years afterward, until sin entered in. Please like, subscribe, and share this with everyone you know. God bless.